Let's get to federal politics, the cabinet reshuffle, and here are the details of it as John McDonnell has put together this article at Flow News 24 from our Canberra bureau. Scott Morrison's reset cabinet reshuffle has put women at the centre of all the key decision-making areas of the government. But the question is, will it restore women's faith in him? And John says the answer is probably not. The desires of special interest groups are insatiable in the short term. If a concession is made, it is always followed by a desire for more. In this case, more means the dismissal of Andrew Laming from the Liberal Party in the short term and massive support for women in the budget in the medium term. Anything less than this will be deemed a failure to listen to women. The reshuffle has also come at some cost to good government. The promotion of Karen Andrews to the mega Ministry of Home Affairs means the country has lost the best industry, science and technology minister we've had in a long time. Christian Porter hasn't shown any predilection for matters industrial or scientific and is likely to be a part-time minister while his defamation case is going on. The elevation of Stuart Robert to the other mega Ministry of Employment, Workplace Skills, Small and Family Business seems like a triumph of hope over experience. This is a core constituency for the government, and if Stuart Robert is anything, it is not a vote winner, writes John. The Prime Minister has set up a new task force within the ministry to advise him on women's issues. It's chaired by the Minister for Women, Maurice Payne, and includes Anne Ruston, who is Minister for Women's Safety and Social Services, Jane Hume, who's Minister for Women's Economic Security, Superannuation and Assistant Minister for Finance, Melissa Price, the Defence Ministry Industry Minister, who is now in Cabinet, Michaelia Cash, the new Attorney-General and Minister for Industrial Relations, taking over Christian Porter's roles, and Karen Andrews, the new Minister for Home Affairs, as discussed earlier, Senator Amanda Stoker, who is the Minister assisting the Minister for Women, as well as Assistant Attorney-General, and the Minister for the Environment is Susan Lee, who continues in that portfolio. In his press release, the Prime Minister outlined that in relation to what I should probably call the primary Minister for Women, just to ensure that no one gets too carried away with the puns, what I'm trying to bring together is a team of ministers, and Maurice Payne as Minister for Women can bring it all together as a leader in that portfolio team. Now, that's the way in which he's sought to sell this to the baying journalists. But I think that he has a problem, and that is that, as John's pointed out, you appease a group that's in minority of some sort, albeit I'm not sure that the women's group is in that place. But the context of the women that are baying for more women in prominent positions is a minority group. Remembering that a lot of the women across our country regions don't necessarily agree with a 50-50 and don't agree with necessarily quotas and so on. And they tend to be in the position where they believe that it is the best person for the job. And what we see in a cabinet reshuffle here is not necessarily the best person, but effectively the primary woman person for each job that can be put into the portfolio. Now, this is not to say that any of the women that have been selected aren't good and aren't respected and aren't right for those positions. What Scott Morrison is doing is clearly playing what he believes is the card to appease a group of people, and my view is that you put the best person in the job if you want the best outcomes, and I don't think that's necessarily what we have here. We have a division structure. We have a media that has been pushing on a particular sexual political issue, while at the same time we've had 6 weeks of the most important time of bringing us through the COVID crisis and into the vaccination and so on, and then moving Australia forward with its industry and its jobs. We've had these situations where the media has tried the cabinet and the ministers within the previous Morrison ministryship. One can only suspect that this reshuffle is to appease rather than on the merits that would bring each portfolio into its better placement. And that's what the country needs right now. And I figure that the Albanese opposition will be posting its policies, which we'll look at a bit later this morning.